So after going to the arcades and playing the brand new arcade game Galaxian, we're going to go back home to our Atari and play Slot Machine, which if it's gambling, it is. It is gambling. Yeah, so since it's gambling, we are going to go ahead and rate it a fat 0 and move on. Anything involving gambling, we're just going to breeze by it. So another thing we're doing on the channel is we're giving you a global perspective. This would be, my dream is to just go back in time and play every video game that is coming out all over the world. And so we're going to have the best scope or context of the video game landscape. So we just went from the brand new Galaxian that just came out in Japan, and then we're now in North America where they're releasing Atari. So you can kind of see from a whole global perspective what the gaming landscape is like. All right, so, oh wow. So we move on. We move on from one behemoth to another behemoth in the arcades. This is the golden age. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Asteroids. I didn't know all these games were coming. And that's the other thing we do is we're playing these on the fly. I didn't look ahead, so I didn't prepare for Creative Plug to be ready to play Galaxian and Asteroids. I didn't know that. So let's take a look at some of the artwork for Asteroids.
Classic.
So think of what we've seen and what Atari is up to. Atari had released cabinet after cabinet after cabinet, all these video games that were kicking it in the early 70s, and now we've seen across the seas, they've taken what Atari has made, and now they're starting to beat them at their game. We've seen more Japan arcade games coming out, and so this is Atari trying to kick it back at them. Asteroids. New Atari-designed Quadra-Scan display system. Jose, you want to explain what Quadra-Scan display system means?
It means they have 4 scanners.
4 scanners in Asteroids.
Everything at a quarter of the size.
And it says optional hyperspace. Oh, that's the move that you do in the game. Hyperspace. Rapid fire space action. Atari Space. Wait, Atari Space? What is Atari?
Interesting.
I don't know what Atari Space introduces another new space action blockbuster, a concept that challenges 1 or 2 players to compete with themselves or against an opponent. Oh, for high scores. We're not actually shooting each other's ships in Asteroids. That actually sounds like a cool idea. So again, give you some global context. The home Atari 2600 last year released a game that looks very similar. It has the same ship design, the little triangle, and you played your friends and shot them with your ships, and even introduced the gravity concept. So we've already played something similar at home on the Atari 2600. This is them kind of cranking it up a notch with the vector graphics. But it's funny they say competing against an opponent, because in the home you could. You had 2 ships on screen and you both fired and shot at each other. So Asteroids is easy to learn but hard to master. A replay natural. The better your players become, the more difficult Asteroids get. People keep playing, the better their previous scores. A direct hit on a large asteroid breaks it. And so this is awesome. It's breaking down, literally, how to play the game Asteroids. For those that are uninitiated, you'll see when we play, the asteroids get smaller and smaller and then get faster and faster. They also have the saucers, flying saucers, large and small ones that shoot at you. And then realistic controls, and this is funny, they're calling it realistic controls when you're taking the joystick, and if you want to turn your ship left, you move the joystick left. If you want to turn your ship right, you turn the joystick right. If you want to thrust, then you move the joystick forward. So that activates the thrust on the ship. And then, oh wait, I'm sorry, wait, hold on. Look at the control panel. Yeah, it is not a joystick. The original was buttons. So you rotated one button to move left, one button to move right, and then you push the button. I was thinking of the Atari 2600 controls, Jose, of when you played at home. So
the home experience is different, my friend.
Oh, I thought they'd have a joystick, but the first Asteroids was buttons with a thrust and fire button.
That's crazy.
So simple. I wonder if they saved on cost that way. We don't have the money for joysticks. Put some buttons on there. So for our this little screen we're seeing gives me and Jose an idea of what we're going to control or how it's going to work for us. We are playing these for the first time. well, some of it. I know we've had a chance to play Asteroids, but we need to know how this game works. We got a button for fire, thrust, and hyperspace. So we'll have 3 buttons we push, and then we can rotate our ship. There is the marquee, so classic, looking amazing. Asteroids, and look, some artwork.
Real asteroids.
Actual asteroids.
Oh my god.
They took it too literal.
Yes.
All right, here's the operating manual. Asteroids by Atari. I actually love the cover of the Asteroid manuals. For the Atari manuals for the arcade. The rest of it's in black and white, but they always start with something really nice in the beginning. And then they explain how to get the serial number. Don't really care about that. Let's get to introduction. The Asteroids game has 3 new parts if you worked on Atari games in the past, and me and Jose have worked on these systems, or at least we've read the manuals. You should be aware of 3 important differences. First, the power supply is a wider voltage. Yeah, okay. The game PCB circuitry and TV monitor, the game have used higher scan. Okay, so this is this is running at a higher refresh rate, is what we would say, than other games that we've seen in the past. And then, so they have this little arrow saying, "Hey, look, this is new." Newer than other. A whole 6. Yes, you can see they're pointing out things. Game inspection, game installation. So this is how to install the arcade cabinet for, again, Atari. Tell me what the game is. I think we only got that on the advertisement flyer. There we go. Gameplay. Refer to section E, paragraph 1. Atari's Asteroid game has 5 possible modes of operation: attract, ready to play, high score initial, and self-test. And that is the norm for arcade cabinets now. So this is the ready to play when you put a coin in and you push start, and there you go. This is showing you how to play. 4 large asteroids appear and drift in from the outer display, and then when the player 2 starts, you can rotate left and right and shoot for them on that side. So that's play mode, and then it shows you about scoring and high scoring, and yes, this one is now keeping track of score. We've only seen 2 other arcade games, to my knowledge, that are keeping track, where you can actually make your initials on there. They have the initials. We had other games that were older that did keep score, but there was no name. It was just, you could tell someone, I made the 8800 on subs or whatever, some old game, and it would be there, but you didn't have your name for it.
You had to scratch it on the screen yourself, and then they didn't like that.
I think they did something like that. What did you do to tell? Maybe the owner of the arcade did something, and the caveman drawings on the sides.
Smiley sticker. You get a star.
All right, so this is our additional information. Looks like there was another bootleg version called Asteroids, but we won't be playing that one. All right, here we go. This is November 1979, playing Asteroids in the arcade by Atari. Whoa, we got the full gamut, all the overlay too. Okay, so let's see. We got some different artwork that we can check out. It's in attract mode right now. We have the upright artwork. So there's the classic, why we have the full thing, our marquee, the screen, the control panel, everything's there. It's making our play view pretty tiny, but that's letting you look at everything. And then if we had the cool in the bar cocktail view.
Cocktail, yeah.
Put our martini on the side. Hey, you know what? If you look at our overlay for Chronologically Gaming, this is matching the wood grain perfectly.
Wood panels within wood panels. It's like in a bedroom in the 1970s.
This is the Xbox Live arcade view, which we don't know what Xbox is. I don't know what that is. This is the Atari Classic artwork, and then there's just the backdrop. Oh, I love that. That's just the game field as you would have played it then. 3D. Oh, wow, the 3D view. Put on your glasses, kids. Pencil artwork. Wow, love it. If it was a black and white case. And then this is nice. This is a full widescreen view, stretching it across with a star field in the background. That's awesome. Wow. Well, actually, Jose, as our guest, which one you want? Which one do you want to play as?
If we were able to see a bit more of the screen, I'd say we do the old school cabinet, but it's so small on there. So this one's actually fine because you can see quite a bit.
Sounds good.
This one.
All right, and putting a coin in. 1 coin to play, and put another one in. Let's see if it runs on 2 controllers. I think on the control panel. Here we go. So I'm now on, here's my ship, the classic Asteroids triangle. I got a button for thrust. I got a button to shoot. There's my bullets. Here comes the saucer coming at me. As soon as you make contact, a bullet makes contact with an asteroid, it breaks apart, and they get smaller and smaller. So you're trying to destroy all the asteroids, the titular asteroids. Come on.
You have the random spaceship.
Yeah, and that's the
saucer.
Oh, and you also have another button called hyperspace, which if I push it, where is it? There you go. It warps me. So if you're in a pinch and you feel like you're about to die, like, oh, I almost pushed it, but I wasn't fast enough. The saucer got me.
Sniped.
All right, so I'm still, I think this might only be...
It might just be the one at a time.
Yeah, it's alternating. So we're not able to play simultaneously. Oh, got me. That was kind of a lucky shot there for that one. This is Asteroids. It's 1979 in November. We're in the arcades, checking out, playing, and chatting about classic video games. Okay, did you see that? That was the second shot that came out by that guy.
Your score is one of the 10 best.
Because we're the first ones. We always boot up the system and play. All right, so here we go. I can finally put in... Yes. G. Or G.
G.
G got the high score.
2080.
All right, so based on what we've seen from 1979, Jose, what would you give this game out of 5 stars?
Man, I mean, I think if I hadn't known what it was already, because this is, you know, this is really challenging. It's not like some of the other older games are a little bit slower paced. This one's like, it's chaos. I can see people getting really addicted to this. So I'd say at least 4.5, at least, if not 5, because it's you know, it's kind of one of those where it was one of the first of its kind that I remember, unless I know there was a computer space, but I can't remember what type of game that was, because that was one of the first. I don't remember what it was.
That's true. I can't give this game originality because, like, the physics of flying a ship, yes, that was done in computer space in '71, but the idea of a ship moving around and shooting objects, they've kind of done it on the home console. The only thing this brings to the table is the UFO that comes in and shoots you, and then the rock splitting apart. The idea of it breaking apart and going faster. Ooh, yeah, that's true. Destructible environments is a really big one. The other thing this thing does is I can fire multiple bullets. That's big. Every other game we played, every other shooter we played up to this point, I could shoot one bullet, and then when that bullet left the screen, then I could shoot another one. Yeah. Oh. So I'm able to shoot more.
And then you're able to zoom around. I don't remember if computer space allowed you to do that. Could you move around in computer space? I don't remember that game much at all.
Yes, very slow, very rudimentary. This one feels much better. Play control so good.
More dynamic.
Yeah.
So I guess we can't give it too much for originality, like you said. It's still a good game, though.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I say, what do you say, like 4 stars?
I could go 4.5 because this is so classic. 4.5 stars. That was Asteroids.
That computer space cabinet, though, that thing is a sexy beast.
It has the curves.
Yes. Then they realize, you know what? It's probably cheaper to build them with just normal pieces of wood. Flat
pieces of wood with lines.
We could mass produce those suckers.
Nolan Bushnell just wanted them to have curves. That's why they have the curves in the beginning.